Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
Good afternoon from WKYT. Bill Bryan and Barbara Bailey reporting as the news continues at 12:30. The hunt is on this midday for a violent robber in Lexington.
We first showed you this dramatic video over the weekend. A store clerk at the Tobacco Zone on North Broadway grabbed the robber's gun. The two then ended up in a struggle. Police now want to know if it's the same man behind 15 other recent robberies in town. WKYT's Victor Puente is at police headquarters now. It's our top story at 12:30. Victor?
That Friday night robbery was one of more than a dozen that have happened recently in Lexington. Police believe they know the identity of one of the men from that evening, but they aren't ready to say if he's connected to any of those other cases. On February 27th, two men walked into the Tobacco Zone on North Broadway as they were closing for the evening. One had a gun and demanded cash. As he was struggling to get that money out of the drawer, he put his gun down. That's when the clerk picked it up and pointed it at him. He rushed her and the two began to fight over the gun. Police say multiple shots were fired during that struggle, and it's possible one of the robbers was struck by a bullet. The two men ran from the store. Lexington police say 30-year-old Darnell Thomas Jr. was one of those two men. They put out a warrant for his arrest. In 15 other Lexington robberies, two men have held up businesses at gunpoint, but police don't know if Thomas was involved in any of those.
What we're seeing is that the suspect descriptions in these 15 cases have a range that are very similar. So we don't want to narrow the field so much that people think, oh, I shouldn't be paying attention to this. We're leaving all possibilities open, and we're leaving all possibilities on the table.
Despite the struggle and those gunshots, the clerk at the Tobacco Zone wasn't injured. She told us she did have some scrapes and some bruises. Police say she was very lucky to come away from that unharmed. In Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Victor, thank you. Police have notified Lexington and regional hospitals in case anyone with a gunshot wound seeks treatment.
There is extra security today at schools in Jessamine County after the superintendent there received a threatening email. Specific details of the threat were not released, but the superintendent says it involves students and staff at East Jessamine High School. Extra police are at all schools in the district today. The superintendent says students who stayed home today because of the threat will receive an excused absence. Lexington's Government Center is closed today after an electrical fire. The fire happened late last night in the Government Center's parking garage, but crews had to cut power today to the entire building for repairs. Power is expected to be restored by this afternoon. The city's director of facilities says the building is about 90 years old and its aging electrical infrastructure has trouble dealing with the bitter cold. Well, 2 weeks after the record snowstorm, we're still thawing out here in Kentucky.
And more melting will take place today. We could even be close to 60 degrees tomorrow before another Arctic blast brings more snow our way. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is tracking it all in the First Alert Weather Center. Micah.
Every time you guys say it, I just sit here and shake my head. I mean, right as we're getting and making progress outside, we get to warm temperatures tomorrow. That will knock out, and look, along with that rain, it'll knock out all the snow on the grass. Not these huge mounds, but all the snow on the grass will be gone. And then guess what? Here we go again, right? Forecast for today, the rest of your day, 36. That's above freezing. Some will be in the upper 30s to around 40 degrees down south. Nonetheless, we stay dry. Now, as we take you off into Wednesday, it's really Tuesday night off into Wednesday, we'll have a line of gusty showers, maybe even a few thunderstorms along with that. And we kick off with thunderstorms, right? And that'll make its way through. Look at all the rain. We're talking possible flooding there off into Wednesday morning at anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain. But then look what happens. We get toward noontime. Here comes that line, that cold air really sinking on in. And that is some really, really hefty amounts of snow. Significant snow expected during that time frame. I'll really break it down for you coming up.
All right, thank you. With more winter weather moving our way, Lexington firefighters are working hard to prepare for many scenarios they could face in a storm. WKYT's Rebecca Smith caught up with firefighters at Jacobson Park, where they were out on the ice. Rebecca?
An icy, slushy, snowy mess is actually a great opportunity for Lexington firefighters to come out here to Jacobson Park and get some much needed training out on the ice.
It's a situation no one ever wants to be in, clamoring for safety, stuck in ice water up to their neck. But it's the exact scenario the Lexington Fire Department is training for. We even got in on the action. All we had to do was suit up, walk across the ice, and jump in.
At this point, they're going to try to rope me out. They can either pull me up and over the ice. They can also come up from behind me and pull me out that way. But it's very important to always roll when you're on the ice, because obviously if you stand up on this ice, it's very hard to walk across.
The water today is probably about 34 to 36 degrees under the insulation of the ice. The ice itself is of course 32 or less, but you only have minutes if you're in that ice.
So depending on how long the ice sticks around, it'll give Lexington firefighters a chance to rotate and try to get all their crew members trained in the techniques for ice rescue. In Lexington, Rebecca Smith, WKYT.
She was obviously saved there. Well, while ice rescue is rare, there have been several cases over the last couple of years. Lexington fire crews have been called out to assist in rescues of people and dogs as well.
Yeah, serious business. We're glad they got her out of that ice, before tomorrow morning's news.
Well,
right?
and she's right. What a great opportunity to train. It's there.
Right, yeah.
Well, more debate when it comes to delaying childhood vaccines and a new treatment for foot pain.
Ebony Williams has the details in this Better Living report.
Pediatricians say requests to put off or spread out children's vaccinations are on the rise from parents. Researchers in Colorado found 93% of pediatricians surveyed received requests to delay vaccinations. Most doctors often agreed to delay, even though they felt it put kids at risk for disease. This study was conducted before the latest measles outbreak. A new treatment may hold promise for patients with chronic foot pain. Radiologists in Nebraska used ultrasound technology on patients with plantar fasciitis. They found the technique helped break up and remove diseased tissue, allowing healthy tissue to grow. And a new study suggests the abnormal protein known as amyloid, a hallmark of Alzheimer's disease, starts accumulating in the brains of people as young as 20 years old. That's much younger than scientists previously thought. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Ebony Williams, CBS News, New York.
And it's so good to have you with us on WKYT News. A lot more is coming up. March is the perfect time to sport your blue for the cats and for colon cancer awareness. We'll talk to the Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth about National Dress in Blue Day.
Also a conference to help grandparents who are taking on the role as parents. And enjoy the music of today's Wood Songs Kid.